Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Mario here, and I am Luigi here. We are back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, as always. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario Super Sluggers for the Nintendo Wii/Nintendo Wii U eShop downloadable version, despite the fact that it only came out in Japan and North America. So yeah, as a result, we've already heard about that so many times already. So anyways, the last time we have essentially did manage to able to not only fully complete its DK Jungle, but also we did somehow fully complete Mario Stadium, because after all, we finally managed to able to recruit any other players as far as this is concerned. So as a result, that we did somehow complete 2 stadiums so far. So today, for this video, is about the fact that we're going to be hit on to the 5th stadium, and this time we're going to be able to hop into Wario City. And as far as I'm aware, this entire place is almost inspired by New York City vibe. And as a result, and it still applies to the forms of that particular music in the background, it almost sounds like it's inspired by New York inspired thing. So as a result, yeah, it's been about 6 days ago since we've last played this game, because you know about the fact that Pac-Man is still continuing things on in Pac-Man World Repack, and exponentially Sonic is still playing Sonic Frontiers after this point. So either way though, so as you can see about the fact that upon entering the forms of Wario City, as you can see, the entire place has been completely covered in fog. So as a result, this play actually feels like a prequel to Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, specifically on the 3DS, because obviously that particular game also does manage to have the exactly same solution problem by sorting out the fog and stuff like that. Except the fact that obviously that Dr. Eggman is not involved in this game, so either way. So before we continue things on the other hand, we need to talk to Goomba quickly, because obviously we need to deal with that particular drawing simulation. So because of this though, yeah, basically we need to activate all of those neon lights before we progress. So as a result, all you have to do is basically we need to do 3 segments, as you can tell. So of course you start things off with a W, and eventually you have to deal with the bomb, and finally, most notably, is the forms of the garlic symbol. So because of that though, I think what you meant to say is though, Luigi, is that you start things off with a W album, or to be more specifically, a W albulum, and then after that you do a garlic, and then finally the bomb at the end. So yeah, I've sort of get mixed up at one point, especially noticeable because, well, relatively speaking, as we said this before, that it's been about 6 days ago since we've last touched this game, because as a result, that we still need to cope with the forms of the heat wave at the moment, so I apologize about the fact that the uploading schedule so far is actually getting super duper slow. Although thankfully, as you can tell, for that particular drawing segment, as you can tell, basically if you somehow manage to stumble across a failure message, basically there's no penalty to able to force you to go all the way back to the beginning. So as a result, you can essentially try to able to keep trying, and that's all there is to say. So, but either way, even though despite the fact that our drawing skills wasn't exactly the greatest, but I'm sure enough though about the fact that similar to the forms of how it does it for, let's just say, crazy cutters from the likes of it, not only in Mario Party 1, but also in Mario Party 2, and exponentially Superstars as well, that you can able to actually backtrack for a bit for able to draw for those specific lines, but either way though, there's no penalty for able to actually make any mistakes or something relates to that. So, and then there we go, now we can now able to actually continue our progressioning for Wario City. In addition to that, we can also able to recruit a Goomba, and he does have his ability by the way, and his ability was Bold Dash. So basically about the fact that you see why as soon as we're able to actually decide to recruit with any other like team members as far as this is concerned. So of course if you go straight towards the fog, basically though, there's no way we can able to progress unless if you try to sort this out. So because of this though, yeah, relatively speaking though, about the fact that you guys even remember about the fact that we did somehow manage to fix that particular microphone issue that obviously that I suppose that Pac-Man has already mentioned about ever since in Pac-Man World Repack. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, everything else should be sorted by then. So at least we hope it won't happen again. Exponentially speaking, I think the only reason being for this is because the computer keeps lagging. So because of this though, hopefully that won't be so much of an issue for the sake of time. So So anyways, let's grab some more coins, thanks to Yoshi right here. And something tells me right over there we were able to meet up with a Paragoomba. So hopefully we're able to do one of those missions. So yeah, apparently we were totally right all this time about the fact that the reason why that this game was no longer releasing on not only in the European countries but also with the Australian countries as well, mainly because the first game in the series when it comes to the Mario baseball game didn't sell well in the UK, along with the Australian versions as well. But in addition to that, the baseball is not really a sport for UK alongside with Australia, apparently. So as a result, it only becomes popular in not only in America, but also in Japan as well, according to the forms of the actual Olympic event or something like that. At least to be more specifically, Tokyo 2020 Olympics and stuff like that, so yeah, you probably get the gist about that particular point, so anyways, a few things we want to explain for this point today, and that is that today's date, of course, is the 17th of June today, in this case in 2023 today. Not much else to talk about, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that, well, relatively speaking, that there are quite a few bits we, sort of able to actually got to mention about, that, actually, I'll explain more details on that in a moment, because either way, as you can see, that somehow we selected Goomba, because as we said before, his ability that as soon as he's able to catch the ball, he does have the ability to do a ball dash, similar to the forms of how it does it for those Nukies, except the fact that it's so weird about the fact that the Goomba can able to have the ability to able to not only catch the ball, but also just try to able to do a batting skill as well. I mean, relatively speaking though, that was before when Super Mario Party was a thing, where basically that was about the fact that the Goomba can do all sorts of stuff, thanks to the forms of, you know, in Super Mario Party's case, that you can able to play in every mini-game in Super Mario Party, which, as a result, is pretty weird and awesome at the same time, I must say. Yeah, I know that. So anyways, so we meet up with this red Koopa Trooper right here to able to discuss upon that we need to able to investigate through the lighthouse, so just in case we're able to fix that issue. But apparently though, we get blocked off by Yellow Magic Koopa right there, or Yellow Chemic as what it's known to be. So either way though, we need to take care of him first. So in some cases though, we're about to be doing Hit the Sweet Spot. So in some cases though, we'll go ahead and select, no matter what though, we'll go ahead and select King K. Rool for this particular mission, because obviously about the fact that, well, we have not selected him once so far for this playthrough, so I must say that King K. Rool is without doubt the best character in the game, because of the forms of his batting skills is super magnificent, especially noticeable about the fact that for his power and everything, and on top of all that stuff though, gee, no wonder why he was actually now a part of the Super Smash Bros. Community now, especially noticeable because obviously he's now becoming a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, as you can probably already tell, ever since in like almost 5 years ago. So even then, despite the fact that he was actually the unlockable character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because that obviously about the fact you start the game off with 8 starter characters based off from Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, which that probably explains it how, so but either way. So something tells me with this mission right here, you have to wait until with that particular dot circular thing decides to able to show up on the ground, and basically that is your way to able to actually just to deal with that sweet spot. Or if you manage to score a home run, as what King K. Rool to somehow manage to pull this off, and exponentially you can able to actually also make it count. So that'll be cool and interesting throughout. So I think for this particular stadium's gimmick is that obviously it's filled to the brim with those arrows. You know, you saw these little arrows ever since in those little street roads and stuff like that. Like basically if you manage to let the baseball land on those arrows respectively, it actually goes to the opposite direction. So because of this though, and it's also about the fact that with those little like sewer like things, I don't know what you call them, because I know for a fact that it's been about you know what I'm saying, 6 days ago since we've, you know, last played this game. But, exponentially speaking though, it's about the fact that we're actually getting very close towards the end of challenge mode before we move on to some extra content. Although, it won't be any that much side content we can probably show off, but honestly about the fact that we just, very, very excited able to know about the fact that, well, at least I'll give this a benefit for the doubt. Though I will say about the fact that we have an easier time with this game compared to the forms of how it does in Mario Slime Basketball, because the problem we have with Mario Slime Basketball is the amount of attempts, and on top of that, touchscreen controls might feel a bit cumbersome to pull off. And in addition to that though, is the aggressive computer players, especially noticeable in the hard difficulty setting as far as that's been concerned with. In addition to that the unlockable stages is kind of cumbersome to able to go for that kind of stuff, especially noticeable you have to deal with a lot of stuff. So anyways though, so now we've actually getting quite close to Wario himself. So obviously about the fact that now we actually take care of the majority of the fog right here, so now we can able to progress. But in order to able to progress, we do need Donkey Kong for this, because obviously without Donkey Kong, then obviously you need to backtrack to DK Jungle stage, and because of that though, you need to able to recruit him as much as possible, because, well, you know what I'm saying about the fact that with our fully 100% completion playthroughs as far as this is concerned, always keep that in mind though, is about the fact that, well, apparently though, that what I've noticed about right from the start though, is that apparently a lot of people seemed able to go over to Wario City earlier on, after Mario Stadium is concluded, which I'm not exactly sure how though. Although my guess though, Luigi, is about the fact that they want to recruit certain characters from the start, mainly due to, like, you know, the Goomba, as well as the forms of Paragoomba, and especially noticeable recently we've now able to recruit Paratrooper, and now we've actually recruited the 5th and the final captain throughout the majority of challenge mode. And from here we can now play as Wario, but of course before we select Wario we need to climb back down as Donkey Kong for the vines until we're able to do all sorts of stuff with Wario. So first off, let me go ahead and take care of the forms of the Boomerang Bro first, because something tells me about the fact that we need to take care of him before we're able to do the next puzzle. So anyways though, so another thing I should probably explain about this as well, that we only got roughly about 6 days left until Sonic Origins Plus we're expecting to be releasing at some point in 6 days time. So either way though, you probably expect at this point. So anyways, so let's go ahead and use, yeah, we'll, no, I think we should probably go for, you know, let's go for, Critter, as in, yeah, just Critter himself, because obviously about the fact that we have not selected him either. So, but either way though, speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff though, that recently what I found out, that it's definitely true about the fact that, yeah, it's pretty obvious about the fact that, well, oh, looks like not only that we're going to be teaming up with King K. Rool, but also, you know, we're going to be selecting Critter for this particular mission objective by simply pulling off a buddy move, ever since in DK Jungle and Peach Ice Garden potentially. So, whoa, that was a massive throw right there. I'll give you some credit for King K. Rool, because gee, no wonder why he actually becomes the most awesome villain of all time for the majority of the Donkey Kong games. Although it's a shame about the fact that with the reboot Donkey Kong platformer series, specifically Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, never brings him back for whatever reason, but at least it's something I suppose. So if we're even then, let's go and get that Boomerang Bro out, and that was it basically. So either way though, too easy for our part. So yeah, now we can able to actually interact with that particular mechanism thing as far as we're going to be entering into right now. So, but I digress. So yeah, as far as what I've heard, that yeah, it's definitely true about the fact that apparently Sonic Superstars, when it comes to the physics and momentum, it's definitely going to match the exactly same physics and momentum since Sonic Mania. So I appreciate about that, especially about the fact that imagine if that was on Sonic 4's physics, well, it will make the actual thing a total disaster. But thankfully that does not seem the case at all, to be more specifically when it comes to label to comparing the physics or momentum. So, but either way, so as you can tell on this puzzle right here is about the fact that we obviously need to point the Wiimote at the screen, and basically we need to drag this little magnet thing right onto these little circuit board parts. So just in case we can able to connect certain circuit board parts into that specific segment spots. So for instance, we can able to obtain the red circuit part, and exponentially we need to find the red part, so I think it's potentially going to be up there. like, to be more specifically, somewhere in the middle. So, and of course, keep in mind though, is about the fact that we need to do a lot of motion controls, basically. So in some cases though, let's go and place the red, part right there, and exponentially we'll try to go ahead and, turn this thing around. So sometimes it feels a bit slightly awkward at points, because obviously you do need to do this a lot, but exponentially speaking though, if you did touch the electricity stuff, I believe you get a failure. So because of that though, you need to watch out for those electricity right there. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about it anyway, Mario, but either way. So, man, I just really love the music in the background, because again, it reminds me of so much like I was experiencing, the New York City vibe. Although, except the fact that we ended up in the, you know, the 5th, stadium so far in, Mario Super Sluggers so far. So, yeah, that might be explain something. So, again, we do apologize if our commentary is a bit iffy at this point today, because we'd like to able to mention something else for this matter, but apparently though, that we've already, know about the fact that not only does Sonic already mention about a lot of stuff, but also that Pac-Man also mentions about a lot of stuff like that as well. So, oh yeah, keep that in mind, we do need to able to turn the actual magnet thing onto the other side, so just in case we can able to go ahead and insert the third and final circuit part. So in some cases what we meant to do is we need to do this, and there we go. I think that basically takes care of it from here. And quite frankly, soon enough we'll able to sort this out. Oh geez, that was a close call. Especially if we did touch the electricity right there, obviously that we will have to able to try again, I suppose. So in some cases, now the actual dynamo has been restored. So that means we can now able to clear, well, I can assure you it might actually have something to do with the fact that we can now clear the final few bits of the fog. So that way we can potentially try to go ahead and deal with who's responsible for this entire fog. Oh, we know who that is. Bowser Jr. himself. Yeah, we didn't see that coming. Especially noticeable that he's up to no good again. So, hopefully we'll try to deal with him again. But before we deal with him, on the other hand, we need to recruit most of our characters first. And not only that though, Luigi, is about the fact that since we've now actually access to Wario now, so this means about the fact that now it's about time that we can able to discuss upon what Wario he can do. Basically, it's about the fact that his entire playstyle of Wario, specifically in challenge mode, basically, whenever you contact the forms of something metal, basically you can able to use the magnet to able to actually attract magnetic stuff. And basically you can able to do all sorts of things here and there. Like for instance, in this particular segment right there, that first of all, before we continue more details onto this though, something tells me, yep, there's a boo right there. And something tells me in order to able to recruit one of those characters, we do need to able to recruit Boo first. So just in case we can able to actually just do like, well, you know what I'm saying. So either way, and here we go on to the next mission, where basically we need to throw home with a laser beam. So in some cases though, we'll go in and select Wario for this, because I can assure you he might be the only one who can able to pull this off. So relatively speaking, that's what I can really say about this, I guess. So, and something's worth noting for us is about the fact that I almost assumed about the fact that Baby Wario will be in this game, but as it turns out, he didn't. So, because yeah, something tells me about the fact that the final baby character we can able to recruit is obviously Baby Daisy. So in some cases now we can able to do all sorts of things in the past stadiums now. Not only about the fact, you know, with these treasure chests that we've already stumbled across into, well, potentially speaking about the fact that in addition to able to utilize the magnets to able to sort out with certain puzzles and stuff like that, but exponentially you can also open up the actual the chest as Wario only. So just to ensure about the fact that you come across into certain rewards if you do manage to open up certain chests as Wario. So but either way, so in some cases though, let's go and get it out, and in addition to getting it out, a double play as well. So just to ensure we can able to pass this mission. So there we go. It's actually not too bad, and especially noticeable it's actually too easy to able to pull this off. But hey, at least it's a sight to behold, I guess. So And also about the fact that I haven't exactly heard anything for Capcom 34 yet, because I could assure you about the fact that he's still basically get on to Chapter 7 so far. Like, he's still ended up in the moon, of course. To be more specifically, in X-Nord Fortress for this point. So, anyway, so let's go and take care of this last box crate, so just in case we can able to sort out this next puzzle segment. So basically, all we have to do in this part right there, I can assure you we need to do a bit of an adjustment thing going on here. Like, for instance, we need to able to stand on certain place before we're able to actually create a specific way that we can able to actually get into the upper side. And as a result, that's the whole entire purpose of this particular thing itself, I suppose. So, and exponentially speaking now about the fact that when you exactly know what to do, then obviously you would be able to, actually let's go ahead and do that, and we'll probably get out able to do this from here, and fundamentally, we're basically done here. So that way we don't have to worry about just trying to able to do messing around, you know, with these little like blue boxes and stuff like that. So, and exponentially we'll switch over to Yoshi to go to this particular next part, specifically on the rooftop, and look who it is Waluigi himself, alongside with the treasure chest as well. So hopefully we're able to get something that is very rewarding for that particular treasure chest and stuff like that. So, but either way though, let's see if we can able to recruit Waluigi. So, but of course, first off, we do need to do the usual mission. So, I wonder what mission are we going to be doing with this time? Oh, hit a home run. So, it's a bit like the forms of King K. Rool, basically. So, in some cases, though, let's go and select, you know, let's go for PD Piranha, because obviously his status of the batting is really good. Although, I was originally trying to able to go for King K. Rool again, but of course, King K. Rool has already done enough as it is, so, but maybe in another video or something relates to that, because obviously about the fact that once we're able to recruit most of any other teams as far as this is concerned, basically it's our chance that we can now able to have a, you know, the showdown with Bowser Jr. and stuff like that, so that way we can exponentially, we can able to take on Bowser Jr. on his playroom. So, jeez, I timed this wrongly, although potentially speaking, we always get ourselves a bit of a too late syndrome. But either way though, as long as we can able to keep trying, I guess, thanks to, you know, multiple strikes and some fouls, but at the very least we did pull this off, because thanks to that particular camera dynamic view, and exponentially we got ourselves a nice home run. So, nice. Gee, no wonder why about the fact that PD Piranha is so cool to use, especially in this game's case. Yeah, alongside with the forms of, possibly Funky Kong and one of those Piantas in general, because obviously the batting is so overpowered. To be more specifically, you can able to get a home run very easily with those guys in particular, because I attempt able to use that teammates, well, to be more specifically, I use those characters the most notably because the batting is so impressive. Although, mind you, we were expecting to able to have a strongest pitching, but honestly, I think batting is super satisfying, I will admit that right away. Especially noticeable because it's all depending on the timing and stuff like that. So as you can see, we actually come across into the first of one of those items we can use. That's what appears to be the fireball. Like, that is when the error items comes into play. So basically, every time when the actual baseball just got launched into the air, and basically that's when the error item cannon thing decides to come in. And basically, you can able to press the, I would say the Z button on the Wiimote to Nunchuck combo, and basically you can able to launch the item at any opponents, specifically those fielders as far as this is concerned. In addition to that though, is about the fact that I believe if you do manage to play the game with the Wiimote on its own, either the vertical position or the horizontal position, basically you would have to press the B button, so I think that's the only differences as far as I can think about it. Although exponentially speaking, we were expecting to able to try out the Wiimote sideways control scheme, but honestly I found it a little bit awkward to utilize. But at the very least with Wiimote and Nunchuck combo, it's super duper easy to pull off. So anyway, so let's go and do the next mission, which is of course the ability to do a quick throw. And this time we're going to be selecting Waluigi, because previously we've already selected not only Princess Peach, but also with Baby Peach as well. So this time it's Waluigi's time to shine. So exponentially we have to just get out by simply trying to able to pull off a quick throw. And that's all there is to really think about it. So, and by doing so it's like this. So, and of course, I think relatively speaking though, this will be the final time we can able to actually get into those specific scout missions as far as I can usually think about it. Because exponentially speaking though, that we basically almost finish up with the rest of these missions throughout the majority of the challenge mode. So, yeah, we're actually doing not too bad, all things considered. So, there we go. Oh, and by the way, something's worth noting for, if you ever stumble across those specific metal bins, as you saw, basically, Wario can only interact with that. And in addition to that, that's about the fact that, well, you can able to get gem pack full of coins for certain areas and all that stuff, so that'll be pretty cool to able to utilize with. So, there we go, we've now actually recruited Green Koopa, so even then though, that might be sorting things out. So, again, before you face off with, Bowser Jr. for the 5th time, so of course about the fact that we'll go ahead and go back onto the previous stadiums to take care of the majority of the stuff. Although before we do anything, we'll head back over to Mario Stadium for the final time, because obviously that particular treasure chest is what we're gonna go after, so... Although you don't have to necessarily try to get that treasure chest, but we just want to show this off anyway, just in case about the fact that we can able to show you guys how to get them and all that stuff, so either way though. But it does require a lot of switching, so because of this though, unlike something related to Mario Superstar Baseball, that you can't necessarily try to switch them in the actual challenge mode, assuming of course you need to able to compete the actual certain level difficulty first, and then you can able to change the a different captain or something like that in your fresh playthrough or something like that. Well, mind you, it's been about a couple of days ago since I actually have last played Mario Superstar Baseball, because I'll admit though right away, it's actually kind of difficult to get back into Mario Superstar Baseball nowadays, especially with Mario Sports Superstars baseball mode, because as I said this before, Mario Sports Superstars version of baseball is probably the worst version of Mario Baseball at the end of the day, because, well, I just feel like that the fields are so generic, or stadiums for that matter is super generic in Mario Sports Superstars. But as a result of that kind of stuff, this is the reason why we fully appreciate it that we finally managed to obtain not only Mario Superstar Baseball in a decent price condition, but also with Mario Super Sluggers, so just in case we have some fun with the games. So, especially noticeable because concerning about the fact that, well, there's still no luck of our Mario Baseball game on the Switch so far, but that's just because about the fact that we are still waiting for some more announcements to come. Especially noticeable, it's been like, you know, 15 years ago since when this game first came out, specifically in the Japanese version, so because of this though, yeah, I think I totally get the idea for this point, Luigi, so, and there we go, we've now actually got ourselves the actual paintbrush, so not only we can able to recruit one character, which appears to be Red Yoshi, but also we can able to recruit another paratrooper, so relatively speaking though, we can able to recruit two of those characters with that particular same exact item usage as far as this is concerned, so but either way, so exponentially we can able to wrap things up everything from the likes of Yoshi Park now, because obviously about the fact that now we've actually got the actual the paintbrush now, so that way we can now able to actually recruit the last character, so but either way, I don't think there's going to be a mission involved with Red Yoshi, so we're able to get him from the start, so assuming, of course, again, if you're able to have the brush. So, and exponentially, we have basically got the rest of the characters based off from Yoshi X Team. So as a result, yeah, everything's all come together. In addition to that, the shop is now going to be fully opened, and better late than never, I suppose, that basically we're able to actually get 50% off as well. I mean, relatively speaking though, I don't think there's anything else we can probably buy at this rate. Because mind you about the fact that we pretty much used to with the actual controls and all that stuff, so I think we should be okay. Especially noticeable, we're actually getting very close towards the end of the game right now, so yeah, I totally get the idea for this point, Luigi. I totally get the idea about that. So, and supposedly enough, that this is without doubt the longest video we've ever recorded so far. Mainly because we want to wrap things up with any other, like, stadiums as far as this is concerned. So, let's head back over to DK Jungle for the final time. So just in case we can able to guarantee to get ourselves the, what else? the treasure chest that we're about to go after, so... Although then again, it's been about 6 days ago since we've last experienced this place, because, you know, after dealing with a lot of exploration and stuff like that, so... Yeah, I totally get the idea about that. So, okay, so it's not that way. Oh, we have to go to the pipe. Because that is when the exactly the same spot as when we face up against with Brown Critter. So, yeah, I sort of misleading for that for a second ago, so... Okay, something's worth noting for that when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, that basically is about the fact that we can able to expect that it will actually contains not only 1, but 12 DLC characters will be coming up. So relatively speaking though, it actually contains a lot of upcoming content for the sake of time. So, oh yeah, and as far as I've noticed something right from the start though, that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania did somehow receive the disappointing box office at the end. Yeah, I can totally see that, especially noticeable that unlike any other Marvel films up to this point, that basically is actually doing super well, specifically Guardians of the Galaxy 40 and 3 most likely, so because of that though, yeah, I honestly have no words to think about it, so... Anyway, so before we head back onto Peach Ice Garden for the final time, let me go ahead and recruit Green Koopa Trooper right there, so just in case we can able to do this particular quest that we need to deal with first, because something tells me about the fact that we need to draw something onto the billboard. And something tells me about the fact that once you're able to fill up something into your billboard, it actually just somehow managed to create an icon image onto your profile. So relatively speaking though about the fact that you can able to do that as well onto the actual file selection screen or something like that. But relatively speaking though about the fact that it's to make things a little bit quicker to able to actually access this feature. But either way though, we just want to show this anyway. So in fact Mario's gonna able to do a bit of a stamp thing right there with not only with Mario's emblem or Mario's icon, but also with the Bowser icon as well. Which that could be something that's more of a reason for it, because that might actually end up happening soon. Especially noticeable because, relatively speaking though, we're getting, you know, very close towards the end of this game. Because, you know, this game is going to be super short. Although, unlike in Mario Superstar Baseball, from what I've heard, it's going to be twice as lengthy because of the forms of, you know, not only 4 difficulties you have to go through, but also with the forms of multiple playthroughs for certain team captain and stuff like that. But either way though, that'll be discussion in a later time, so but either way, in fact, let us know in the comments down below if you want us to tackle through Mario Superstar Baseball for the Nintendo GameCube, because, well, despite the fact that I still haven't completely done with the game yet, on my own time for a bit, because something tells me about the fact that I can assure to you that game is definitely a lot harder than he forms of how it does it for this game though, because I think straight to the point though, Luigi, is that Mario Super Sluggers is definitely one of the easiest Mario Baseball games that we've actually played so far. Yeah, especially noticeable because it's actually easy to able to digest. In addition to that though, it's about the fact that, well, it's actually a lot easier to able to control that kind of stuff, so... Again, we do apologize if our commentary gets sometimes it feels a bit awkward for this point today, but that's just because about the fact that at this point in time it's actually super duper hot at this point in time when it comes to the weather conditions as far as this is concerned, so anyway, so now we've gone back into Peach Ice Garden for the final time, and the reason being for this is because, let me double check on the shop, we don't have that much coins to able to purchase the Cruise Pass. So, exponentially, whenever we do manage to able to recruit Baby Daisy, then I'm sure enough we were able to actually have ourselves the 50% off. So in some cases, let's switch over to Yoshi to do the usual stuff. And quite frankly, we can able to hit on to the moment where about the fact that the good thing we actually got Wario now, so this means about the fact that it's about time that we can now able to actually guarantee to you know, recruit Baby Daisy, so yeah, she's still crying as to be expected, so I'm guessing we do need to find that specific item somewhere, like, gives us a hint that we need to find somewhere as it feels a bit splashy and stuff. To be more specifically though, Luigi, it's more likely the fountain, more than anything. So in some cases though, let's go and head over to... Oh, I see that shiny spark right there. So in some cases, let's go ahead and switch to... No, I don't want to select Peach, because obviously that shows the question mark. So instead, we'll switch over to Wario to solve this problem. So, and from here, we now got ourselves the actual item for Baby Daisy. So now we need to deliver that rattlestick right back at Baby Daisy. And exponentially, I don't think there's a mission involved for this point, because obviously, I'm pretty sure we basically, you know, almost completely done with all the missions in the game. So relatively speaking though, we're actually getting going really well. We're able to actually get a lot of progressioning for the sake of time, so... And there we go! Not only do we able to recruit with Baby Daisy, but also we can able to unlock Baby Daisy from any mode. And also we've managed able to complete the entire Peach team set. To be more specifically, the Peach Monarchs, as far as this is concerned. So, but either way though, there's only one team to fully complete yet. That's what appears to be, of course, Team Wario. But before we do that, let me go ahead and quickly go on to the actual shop quickly. Although, let's open up the chest first, so just to see what's inside, and we got ourselves a Power Ball. And of course, we got ourselves the, an error item badge, which I think something tells me in order able to get that, you need to able to get every single items for that particular chest, because obviously if you do manage to find any other error items as far as this is concerned, you earn yourselves a badge. So, and I think something tells me about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, again, it's been about 6 days ago, so, like, we've already on about this already, so... Anyways, now we'll buy the cruise pass, so that way, not only do we able to exponentially try to unlock something, but exponentially about the fact that, well, again, we'll mention more now in a moment, so... But, yeah, that's what I can say about this for this point today. So, but either way, though, but again, we would have liked able to mention something else entirely, though, but, there's one thing I will able to say for this point, that, recently we've now finally got ourselves the, another cosmetic character for Sonic the Hedgehog, anyway, in Sonic Dash. That is, of course, Pirate Sonic, so that should be all good, all things considered, so... Oh look, we actually got ourselves the Daisy Cruiser itself, so as a result, we can able to finally manage to unlock the next stadium, which is of course, Daisy Cruiser. But that's not, but that doesn't end off here on the other hand though, Luigi, because, well, we'll save that conversation and doing at some point until tomorrow, because obviously we're about to head back onto Wario City, to hopefully take on Bowser Jr. for the 5th time, and something tells me we need to compete against him as the actual small game. Because something tells me about the fact that, similar to the forms of how it does it for DK Jungle, basically though is about the fact that I'm pretty sure his team does manage to have themselves an additional points. So we definitely need to get ourselves a bit of a last chance win syndrome. Or potentially speaking though, just a comeback win. So either way though, yo, let's go ahead and bring on with Bowser Jr. for the 5th time, as we've already stated it earlier. So, but either way though, let's see how this goes out to be, so of course, as usual, we're going to set up our team quickly, so just in case we can able to be a lot more stronger when it comes to the forms of the batting department, so yeah, and as it turns out, that it's almost completely filled up with the actual character roster so far. Yeah, note that, especially noticeable because, as a result, that we've almost recruited every single characters up to this point. So, I know there's technically more characters we do need to recruit, but of course we'll mention more details about that and during in the next videos to come. So, but either way, so I'm pretty sure about the fact that we'll go ahead and, no matter what though, I think we should be all good. So, but either way, we were expecting to able to include one of those critters, but I think we should probably save that until probably in the next video if possible, so... And once again we're doing the pitching, so yeah, that wasn't too surprising all things considered. Especially it's almost like the heads and tails kind of syndrome, so... Although, potentially speaking, unlike in Mario Superstar Baseball, that I'm pretty sure you do have a setting to able to actually change from either batting first and all that stuff. But then again though, it's been a very long while since we've last played Mario Superstar Baseball on the GameCube, so... Looking good so far, especially noticeable because as you can tell, yeah, Team Bowser Jr., specifically Bowser Jr. Rookie's team, did somehow got themselves 2 points from the start of the game. So basically we do need to get up to 3 points in order to able to progress. So, now I think exponentially we can also manage to able to recruit one of the characters after this match, so... yeah, for the most part, we're doing quite well, all things considered. Although, mind you, we still need to keep this in mind, that we don't want to let Bowser Jr. rookies get even more points, because obviously, if they got more points than we do, then we have to try this mission again. So, it looks like, no matter what though, kudos to Bodo right there, because obviously that we did somehow manage to able to stand right where the ball is about to land on. So either way, now it's our turn to do the batting. So yeah, that will be a lot more funner. So either way though, let's see if we can able to get, oh jeez. Every now and then is about the fact that Bowser Jr. Rookies is about to be able to do a star pitching right now, so we got to able to be careful about that. So, and exponentially speaking though, is about the fact that, well, we now need to utilize items. So it's a good thing we did somehow manage to use one of those error items. So just in case it makes the entire match not so much forgiven, or potentially speaking though, it makes things a little bit more manageable. So, but either way though, it looks like so far so good for this particular segment right there. So, because after all, we managed able to let Funky Kong go into the third base, and Donkey Kong is now on to the second base. So let's see how Bodo's gonna plays out to be on here. So, oh, that's definitely a foul. Yeah, that's definitely a foul. Because I can definitely tell from that particular angle right there. So, jeez. Sometimes I will admit though right away is that the actual charged up pitcher. Oh, because that was the actual flashy moment right there. Wario versus Bowser Jr. flashy moments right there. Yeah, I think this only affects whenever you become a main captain as far as this is concerned. So in some cases though, let's go and use the actual star badge right there for Wario, and obviously he managed to replace the baseball as a bubble bomb itself. So either way though, not doing too bad right there, because we got 2 points so far. So now we need to get one more additional point, and that will be about it, basically, for the sake of this particular point. So, although we were expecting to be able to get the home run, but either way, though, we shall see what happens as soon as we are able to now take control of Wiggler. So, I wonder if Shimon's able to pull this off. So, let's just see. I guess they'll take it. I mean, relatively speaking, we're able to get the third and final point. Last chance win for the better. So kudos to Wiggler right there, because, well, we'll see and find out as soon as we're able to actually get into... Well, I just realized there's a lot of frame drops here and there. I'm guessing it's mainly because of the actual too much stuff on screen or something like that. But either way, we've won once again. So as a result, I will admit though right away, I do usually prefer Wario City over the likes of Wario Palace from the likes of in the first game, in my opinion. Because I don't know why, mainly because, oh, somehow Wiggler gets the MVP after all. Oh, that's actually quite surprising, because, well, according to the status right there, that's, I think between both Wario and Wiggler, that's, they both come close to that particular MVP. So, yeah, that's actually interesting. So, but either way though, that basically takes care of the forms of the 5th match against with Bowser Jr. Rookies, as far as this is concerned. Although that doesn't end off here though, because we're still not technically done yet, because as a result, we now need to compete against with Bowser Jr. Rookies for reals, until specifically in the next video, because, well, as soon as he leaves the 5th stadium, so I suppose he's probably gonna go back into his playroom after all, so this means that King Boo shows up. But, again, in order able to actually recruit with King Boo, keep that in mind, we need to find a regular Boo as the actual player. So, if you do that, chances are you would be able to actually guarantee to able to recruit with King Boo after all. So, yeah, because we've already done that from earlier ago. So, and guess what? In addition to able to get ourselves King Boo to able to recruit with us, and also the actual entire team of Wario, was it the forms of Wario Muscles? Yeah, it's Wario Muscles. That the entire team is fully got organized. So, and that the reason for it is that Wario City is fully completed. So, yeah, everything else goes all fine and dandy and everything. In addition to that, the new minigame has been unlocked, which is of course, the game is called Gem Catch. So, but then again, we'll show off the rest of those minigames in one of those extra content of this game actually has to offer. So, And with that, that pretty much takes care of the forms of Wario City. So in some cases, let's go ahead and save our game quickly. And as exponentially speaking, we've got the endings of this point right here. So join us tomorrow for more Let's Play of Mario Super Sluggers. Is that exponentially we're able to face off against with Bowser Jr. rookies in Bowser Jr. Playroom. So that'll be an interesting match to able to go for this point. So, but at this point in time, it gets a bit tough and difficult. But I'm sure we'll get the hang of it though. So we'll see you guys until tomorrow. Later, fellas.